Good morning. I'm Debra Baker, and welcome to this morning's meditation, or it might be this afternoon's or this evening's meditation, depending upon where you are. But I'm so grateful that you've joined me, and if you're watching it on Tuesday, November 3rd from the United States, you know that it's Election Day. And so let's just let everything go and recognize that everything is in divine order. Everything is in God's hands. So let's take a nice deep breath and just let go. Imagine that you are floating in this gentle, gentle stream in the perfect temperature of water, and the stream is just taking you exactly where you need to go. And all of your cares and all of your concerns are being washed away, literally washed away, leaving behind pure peace and pure relaxation. So let's begin by relaxing our bodies. We know that we are humans having a spiritual experience. Let's try that again. We know that we are infinite spirits having a human experience. For a long, long time, that was the perspective. And when I was a child, that was how I was raised, is that we were humans who were fortunate, from time to time to have a spiritual experience. And now we understand that we are infinite spirit. And I ask you first for a moment, as we are relaxing our bodies, to think about who and or what your higher power is. Every one of us who has a sense of a higher power, has a sense of God, defines it just a little bit differently. Even if you practice an organized religion and think that you are 100% in alignment with whatever that religion says God is, or whoever that religion says God is, you still have your own unique perspective. So as we feel this energy, this spiritual massage, this energetic massage moving through our feet, as a beam of white light coming up from the center of the earth, entering into the soles of our feet, each toe, the sides, the top, our heels. Feel it moving through your feet and ankles, and then through your ankles into your lower legs, into your knees and your upper legs. And while you are just allowing this energy to relax your feet and legs, think about your concept of God. And I think that one of the most special ways that we can know that we are growing spiritually is when we realize that our concept of our higher power, of God, the divine, has changed, has grown, has deepened. And I just encourage you to allow your infinite self to guide you on this journey. So feel now your feet and legs completely relaxed, getting heavy, as that energy moves into your tailbone, moves up from the seat of the chair, through your pelvis, your lower back, your hips, your lower torso, to your midsection, through your midsection into your rib cage, moving up one rib at a time. And as it's moving through your rib cage, feel it also entering the tips of each of your fingers and thumbs, moving up through your fingers and thumbs into the palms and backs of your hands, into your wrists and lower arms, into your elbows and upper arms. Feel your hands and your arms become heavy. As you can notice the white light, or the energetic massage moving through your heart space. And as I mentioned earlier, there is an election going on, and a lot of us have some very strong opinions over who would be the best to be elected. And the truth is, we don't know what the future holds, but God does. And while this election, while this political climate is bigger than all of us, than each of us individually, and really bigger than all of us collectively, it is not bigger than God. And God can do the impossible, can bring peace and a sense of unity to a nation, to a world. So let's let go of our concerns as we feel all of that massage, that relaxing energy moving into our neck, moving up one vertebrae at a time through the neck, the throat, into our jaws, all the way into our heads, our faces, our ears. Stretch your neck out a little maybe. Feel it moving into your brain. And so let's think about if we could reprogram our brains, if we could just automatically design the best thoughts that we could think, which thoughts would we choose? How would we like our brain to refocus? I would suspect that quite unwittingly, most of us have a tape running through our head of negative thoughts. And if someone had said that to me, I would say, nope, not me, I'm a positive person. But the truth is, my negative thoughts are about self-criticism. I should have done this. I should not have done this. I should have thought this. I should have said this, or not thought this, or not said this. And they go back to when we were very small, the first time that we were told no. As children, sometimes when we hear the word no, we equate that with you're bad. And so we form this very root belief that there's something intrinsically bad about us. And so imagine you could go to the center of your brain and release all of those early thoughts that were erroneous, that weren't even true, but that created a pathway for you to criticize yourself, or for you to criticize others, or just to look for the negative, to expect the worst. And, whatever that may be, whatever your negative thought pattern may be. So imagine that you don't even know what your negative thought pattern is. Let's allow the infinite presence, the one power, to move through our heads, move through our brains, and release the thoughts that no longer serve us. Free us from the idea that we're bad, from the idea that we're not good enough, or smart enough, or loved enough, or lovable enough, or what we give doesn't quite measure up. Let's let go of all of those ideas. Let's set the intention for this energy moving through our brains to release the thought patterns that hold us stuck in the past. And now be aware that that energy is moving all the way deep into your brain, all the way through your face, relaxing your face, all the way into the top of your head. And just allow that energy to continue to move through your body. Just creating peace and relaxation. My concept of my higher power is that it is an energy, that God is the infinite, the one presence and the one power that shows up as energy. And we can tune into that energy, to that flow, and allow it to move us through our human experiences aligned with the infinite, aligned with our higher selves, with the choices that our higher selves, when we were in pure spirit, when we were as pure spirit, before we came into these human experiences, our higher selves had a conversation with God, with the divine, about what our intentions were for these human experiences. And now we're here, and I think part of why we feel unworthy, why we feel less than, is because it's challenging to be an infinite soul and then come in and occupy a tiny baby's body and acclimate from having all sorts of power and being one with all that is, to having to rely upon another human being to take care of all of our needs. And it's only, my dog, it is only the wisest of souls who don't feel some sort of, I would suspect it's unworthiness, or almost like being punished, that I don't get to be in my infinite self. Even though we know this is a choice, when we choose to come into a human experience, we choose to accept limitation. We choose to accept that we don't have all the information. Our human brains cannot contain all of the information. So we are one with infinite intelligence, but we don't know how to access it when we're babies, when we're children, and as we become adults. And so there's a learning curve that comes with a human experience. And everybody has their own unique learning curve. Everyone has their own experiences. But here you are now, at this place in human history, 2020, a year that we will be talking about forever, at least for the foreseeable future. And you are in the middle of it. Actually, you're about 10 out of 12 months through it, 5/6 of the way through it. So we're on the home stretch, but we've got some big changes maybe coming in our political atmosphere. And so let us visualize acceptance with whomever is elected. We know that we are infinite spirit having these human experiences, and we can choose to accept the results of the election and have a sense of serenity, knowing that regardless of who is in charge of our government at every level, God is in charge of our world. And by in charge, I don't mean, as like a dictatorship. I think you probably understand what I mean. That the energy of the universe is moving us forward. And we can be in a sense of peace with that, or we can resist it. We don't get to decide when the sun rises and the sun sets, how the earth rotates on its axis, how it revolves around the sun, And so imagine those sorts of things, that those bigger decisions that the infinite is making or appears to be making. It's a collective unconsciousness that's creating this world that we occupy. But our experience of it is largely dependent upon our perspective. So let's go and know that the one presence and the one power can create peace in your heart right now. So imagine just saying to yourself, I choose peace today. No matter what happens, I get to decide my attitude. I get to decide how I feel, how much I trust, how much I am going to be peaceful about today. And we know that there's a lot of things beyond our control. So let's imagine ourselves letting go and trusting the infinite, moving in, through, and as us. Trusting that our infinite souls that are one with God chose to be here now. And I suggest you chose to be a force, an energy of peace and reason. And if the image on the screen jumps, it's because this dog of mine, who has to be part of every meditation somehow or other, is about to knock the tripod. Oh, he didn't. Sorry. But we know that we are one with the infinite, and we can either trust that everything is in divine order, everything is working out, and may not appear to be so in any given moment. And so in any given moment, if we feel a sense of discomfort, we just take a deep breath and allow it to pass. Think about every emotion you've ever had in your lifetime. They don't stick around. They pass. They complete themselves, and we go back to neutral. So today, let's allow neutral to be our goal. If you haven't voted yet, be sure and vote if you live in the United States. And then be neutral. Peace lies in neutrality. Think about it. In war, the countries that stay neutral don't fight. They don't experience the losses of war. Peace lies in neutrality, so let's just be neutral. Let's trust that God is good, that the universe is on a wonderful path toward peace and love. And let's love every being on this planet, and especially in this country, whether they voted the same way we did or not. What we all want at the end of the day is to be safe in our homes, to love one another, to be peaceful, to be ourselves. And all of that is under your control. So just know that you are love expressing right here, right now. I invite you to allow the love of the universe to express as you, right here, right now. And to know that God is moving in, through, and as you right now. All is well. All is absolutely well. You are here on purpose. I'm glad you're here. It's an exciting time. And you are your infinite self expressing. So let go of everything else. Let go of your own self-judgment and just relax. Be neutral and be you. And take very, very good care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. And know that you are whole and perfect exactly as you are. I'm so grateful that you've joined me today. And there's the dog. And that we occupy planet Earth together at this time. So I send you from the depths of my soul love and blessing. I see you safe and protected, loved. I see you loving yourself unconditionally. Namaste.